Ted Cooper, from Australia, presented his girlfriend with a handmade necklace that he had made himself. However, the young woman had no idea that inside that necklace there was something hidden, something that she would only discover years later. Anna and Ted, an Australian couple, had never attracted much attention before a landmark event in Scotland. Until that moment, Anna had no idea that Ted had been hiding a surprising secret for years. They had been together for 3 years, and she thought she knew everything about him, but she was completely wrong. The couple's story began in a very unusual way during a flight to New Zealand. Ted, exhausted after a long and tumultuous day, found himself next to Anna's chair. It didn't take long for him to fall asleep, sinking into a deep sleep. Anna, meanwhile, was trying to concentrate on reading her favorite book, but found herself repeatedly interrupted by a loud booming sound. Ted's snoring was so loud it could rival a bear's roar. She was about to poke him when an unexpected jolt in Ted's own snoring made him wake up with a start. Anna couldn't help but laugh when she saw Ted's stunned expression. Realizing what had happened, Ted apologized, embarrassed. But instead of irritation, what followed was an exchange of laughter and jokes. Anna commented that she had traveled to several countries and seen many bears, but none snored as much as him. They maintained their good humor, laughing together at this unexpected situation. Curious, Ted asked about the book Anna was reading. She shared the title and joked that she had been trying to focus on the same page for 3 hours, concluding that reading alongside a snoring bear was definitely not an easy task. Ted, enjoying the relaxed moment, apologized again and joked that she should get used to it, as she would have to put up with this every night. Anna, a little embarrassed and surprised by the boldness of the comment, questioned. "You'll see," Ted replied with a mysterious smile. The conversation flowed naturally, creating an immediate bond between them. In a spontaneous gesture, Ted took a bag of fortune cookies from his backpack and offered it to Anna. She accepted. Curious, she broke the cookie to find a message that seemed predestined. 2 wandering souls will find rest in each other's company. The two exchanged phone numbers, and when they said goodbye at the airport, they both believed that goodbye would be final. However, fate had other plans. A week later, while Anna was camping, the last person she expected to see was Ted, arriving with a wide smile. The surprise was mutual, and they couldn't help but be happy to have met again. Anna, with a sweet smile, remembered the funny episode of snoring during the flight, and affectionately nicknamed Ted the Bear, joking about being chased. Ted, joining in on the joke and accepting the nickname with good humor, responded with a wink. "Well, they say bears like to sniff flowers, and it looks like I found the most interesting of them all here." Anna felt her cheeks flush slightly at the unexpected compliment. For a moment, she was lost in Ted's gaze, surprised and enchanted by the sweetness of his words. Amidst the natural environment that surrounded him, this brief exchange of glances created an even deeper connection between them. That chance meeting marked the beginning of their travels together, and it didn't take long for them to discover that they lived in neighboring cities. What started as a funny and somewhat embarrassing coincidence evolved into a serious relationship, proving that even the most unusual encounters can lead to deep and lasting connections. However, Anna had no idea what Ted would be capable of. As their first anniversary approached, Ted felt a mix of excitement and determination. He wanted to celebrate the occasion in a special way, something that symbolized the depth of his feelings for Anna and the uniqueness of the connection they shared. With sharp woodworking skills, he decided to create a gift that was as unique as their love for each other. Carefully choosing a piece of Tasmanian pine wood, known for its rare beauty and priceless value, Ted began to shape his vision. After days of meticulous work, a teardrop-shaped pendant emerged from Ted's skilled hands. Incorporated into the design was a spiral shell they had found together on the trip they met, adding an even more meaningful layer to the gift. He polished the wood carefully, giving it a perfect finish. The pendant, dangling from a white string, seemed like the ideal gift to celebrate their love. But this gift hid something more, a secret that Anna could never imagine. When Ted finally presented Anna with the necklace, She was delighted. The joy and amazement at seeing the gift was palpable. She was visibly moved by this romantic gesture, recognizing the love and effort Ted had put in. The pendant quickly became her favorite accessory, a totem of love that she wore proudly every day. However, what Anna didn't know was that necklace hid much more than a symbol of love. Inside him, Ted had hidden a secret, an enigma that would only come to light 2 years later. And while Anna reveled in the present, unable to unravel Ted's true intentions, the mystery remained latent. Ted, in turn, watched Anna with a mix of anxiety and concern, wondering when and how the secret would finally be revealed. From the moment he placed the imposing wooden necklace around Anna's neck, it became more than just an ornament. For her, it was a tangible symbol of love and shared adventures, a constant reminder of unforgettable moments. Anna rarely took it out, feeling a deep, indescribable connection every time she touched the smooth surface of the wood and the intriguing texture of the spiral shell. One day, while Anna was sharing a coffee with one of her friends, the conversation turned to the unique pendant she was wearing. The friend, a biologist with a keen eye for natural rarities, was instantly fascinated by the necklace. Exclaimed her friend, her eyes shining with admiration and a glimmer of desire. Anna smiled, stroking the pendant affectionately. She replied, proudly. The friend, clearly delighted, made a tempting proposal. Anna, surprised by the offer, hesitated. She had never considered the monetary value of the necklace, only the emotional one. The friend insisted, trying to persuade her with a generous offer. For a moment, a flicker of temptation crossed Anna's thoughts, but as quickly as it appeared, it dissipated. The necklace was a priceless treasure of her love, filled with meanings and memories that no money could buy. Anna said, firm but gentle. Her friend, finally realizing the depth of the necklace's meaning to Anna, stepped back. Anna thanked her with a smile, touched by her friend's understanding. That brief interlude caused the value of the necklace in his heart to solidify even more. Little did Anna know, at that moment, that refusing to sell or give the necklace to anyone was crucial to keeping the secret that Ted had hidden within him. A meticulously concocted plan that depended entirely on Anna's unbreakable connection to the gift that never left her neck. The shared passion for travel has always been the strongest bond between Anna and Ted. Since the beginning of their relationship, they have ventured on countless journeys, each one adding a new layer of complicity and mutual understanding. Their nightly conversations often revolved around dream destinations and places they hadn't yet seen. One night, while mapping their aspirations around an old globe, they began creating a meticulous list of places they wanted to explore side by side. What do you think about adding the Northern Lights in Norway to our list? Anna suggested, her eyes shining with excitement. They say it's like watching the sky dance painted by the hands of the gods. Ted smiled, infected by her excitement. And if we also climb Mount Fuji, seeing the sunrise from the top must be a transcendental experience. So, between sips of wine and shared laughter, their travel wish list grew. However, there was one destination that stood out, a place they mentioned repeatedly, almost like a sacred mantra for the couple, Scotland. What if our next adventure was exploring the Scottish Highlands? Ted asked. Anna, delighted with the idea, immediately agreed. Yes, and we can't forget to include Esmu Cave on the list. Just imagine, walking through a cave carved by the sea itself. It would be like entering another world. And I heard that Esmu Cave is full of legends. We could create our own legend there. What Anna didn't notice, however, was the peculiar gleam in Ted's eyes when she mentioned the word legend. Ted had more in mind than just a voyage of discovery. He saw Esmu Cave as the perfect opportunity to put into practice a plan he had been devising for years. A plan so carefully guarded that if revealed at the wrong time, could change everything between them. That's when they decided. Scotland would be their next destination, not just as a point on the list, but as a dream to be realized together. What Anna didn't know was that this trip wouldn't be just another adventure in their album of shared memories. It was about to become a defining chapter in her life. We interrupt programming to give an urgent warning. Hey, you there. It's you who hasn't subscribed to the channel yet. What are you waiting for? It's fast, free, and will help us a lot. Click the button below right now and join our community. In the days leading up to the trip, Ted seemed more anxious than usual, restless in his thoughts. Baby, is everything okay? Anna asked occasionally, lightly touching her arm. Yes, everything is fine. He responded quickly with a hurried smile. I'm just thinking about our trip. It will be unforgettable. As the travel date approached, Ted's anxiety increased. He knew that once in Smuff Cave, they would be alone, away from everything and everyone. It was the perfect opportunity to reveal her secret, to bring to life the plan she had kept hidden inside that necklace. Just the thought of it made his heart beat faster, a mixture of excitement and nervousness that he fought to hide from Anna. Anna, in turn, was oblivious to Ted's internal conflict. She was excited about the adventure that awaited them, completely unaware of the plot unfolding in the shadows of her own love story. What started as a dream trip would soon become a headline in the newspapers. The ambiguity of Ted's thoughts, wavering between desire and fear, added a layer of suspense that no one but him could dispel. On the long-awaited day of the trip, as they headed towards Scotland, an aura of mystery surrounded Ted, a shadow that Anna, with her contagious joy and anticipation for the trip, could not perceive. Fate was guiding them not just to Smuff Cave, but to a turning point in their lives, where love and secret would meet face to face, under the watchful eye of the ancient local rocks. Upon arriving in Scotland, the cold, refreshing air of the Scottish land enveloped Anna and Ted. The landscape was a vivid picture, with mountains that touched the sky and valleys that hid centuries of stories and legends. As they drove north, Anna's anticipation only grew. But Ted maintained a thoughtful silence, his mind focused on what was to come. Arriving at the small village of Durness, the starting point for exploring Smuff Cave, they equipped themselves with flashlights and warm clothing. The village was a haven of tranquility, its houses scattered like small dots on a vast canvas of green and gray, under a clear blue sky that held no sign of rain. It was the perfect setting, a bright day that seemed to conspire in favor of Ted's plans. Ted, holding Anna's hand tightly, led her beyond the village, along a path that wound through the landscape to the sea. The path became increasingly steep and wild, taking them away from civilization and toward the solitude Ted longed for. As they approached the cave entrance, the sound of waves crashing against the rocks intensified, a natural soundtrack for the moment that was approaching. "Look at this view," Ted said, pausing for a moment so they could both take in the magnitude of the scene in front of them. The rough sea, the imposing cliffs, and in the distance, the entrance to the Smuff Cave, an invitation to the unknown. Anna looked around, marveling at the wild beauty of the place. "It's more incredible than I imagined," she murmured, squeezing Ted's hand. They continued, now carefully descending toward the cave entrance. Each step took them deeper into a world apart, a place where stories of love and mystery have intertwined for centuries. The wind whispered between the rocks, carrying echoes of ancient legends, further setting the stage for what Ted had planned. Upon reaching the entrance, Ted paused, looking at Anna with an intensity she had never seen before. "Ready to create our own legend?" he asked, with a voice that mixed suspense and determination. Anna, noticing the seriousness in her voice, nodded, her heart pounding with anticipation. Little did she know that, under the protection of the ancient rocks, her lives were about to change forever. "This place is amazing, Ted," she murmured, absorbed in the landscape. With a smooth but deliberate movement, Ted approached Anna. "Can I take off the necklace for a moment? I want to capture your essence here, with nothing but you and this landscape." Anna, although surprised, agreed, allowing him to remove the necklace without suspecting his true intentions. However, as Ted manipulated the pendant, Something in his gaze sent a wave of shivers down Anna's spine. For a moment, the beauty of the place gave way to an inexplicable tension. "What are you going to do, Ted?" His voice trembled slightly, mixing curiosity with subtle anxiety. Ted didn't respond immediately. Instead, he held the necklace with one hand, while the other took a pocket knife from his pocket. The silence that followed was filled with unspoken expectations, a prelude to a moment neither of them would forget. The sea breeze and the isolation of the place, along with Ted's momentary hesitation, created the perfect atmosphere for a decisive moment. Anna stared at him, her heart beating at a rapid pace, as Ted finally looked up, revealing not only the secret hidden within the necklace, but also the true magnitude of his feelings and intentions. In this setting of isolation and raw beauty, surrounded only by the immensity of the ocean and the mystery of the rocks, what Ted was about to do promised to be as unforgettable as the place itself, a kept secret that would defy all expectations. Ted had planned everything with precision, including setting up a camera with a timer to immortalize that exact moment. When Anna saw Ted handling the knife near her necklace, she couldn't help but scream in amazement, a reflection of her absolute surprise. With the delicacy of a craftsman, Ted maneuvered the knife, not to damage it, but to reveal the secret kept inside the necklace, something he had hidden there for so long. Anna's expression was a whirlwind of surprise and apprehension. "Ted, what are you doing? You will ruin it," she protested, confused and fearful for the fate of her beloved pendant. However, in a matter of seconds, the tense atmosphere transformed into pure magic. As he knelt, Ted brought out not only the pendant's meticulously carved interior, but also a sparkling engagement ring, cleverly hidden within the heart of that necklace. This gesture, so full of love and hope, caught Anna completely off guard. The marriage proposal was as unexpected as it was exciting. Anna, overcome with surprise and joy, said yes immediately, throwing herself into Ted's arms, in a hug that sealed their future together. The fact that the ring had been hidden so close to her for so long left her shocked and emotional. Despite the romantic gesture, she couldn't help but express her astonishment mixed with a hint of irritation. "Wait, that's been there the whole time. I could have lost, you idiot." But Ted's trust in Anna was evident. He knew she would take good care of the necklace, and she indeed did. Telling the press about the gesture, Ted explained that he always liked the idea of giving a gift whose true value would only be discovered years later. The couple had a romantic adventure that neither of them would ever forget. A perfect moment captured forever in that unexpected photo. And in the next story, Anthony Garcia, an ambitious young man, decided to marry a rich, elderly woman, hoping to take advantage of her fortune and give her a coup. However, he was not prepared for the wisdom and cunning that the lady possessed, not believing in the life lesson she gave him. Click on the next video that will appear on the screen and follow this impressive turnaround. Thanks for watching. Comment below what you thought of this story and which city you are watching us from. Leave your like and subscribe to our channel so that together we can build a huge community that shares inspiring stories. Until later.